I'm Nadia Robbe, and I'm here with Marisa Rotolo. She works as a postdoc at Iowa State University and also working on her PhD. So welcome, Marisa. Great to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
So you presented at the AASV a study about oral fluids and PRRS and sampling. Can you tell a bit more about your study?
Sure. In the summer of 2014, we collected field data on one wean to finish site with 3 wean to finish barns on site. In each barn, we collected oral fluids on a weekly basis from 36 pens in each barn. So that's 108 pens per week, and we collected for 9 samplings. So in total, we have collected 972 individual pen oral fluid samples. And after we collected those samples, we randomized them and tested them for PRRS PCR.
Okay, and what was the reason to have such a big study?
We wanted to have enough data points in order to estimate probability of detection, so we took that field data from this study, these 972 individual pen oral fluid samples, and we modeled them using a piecewise exponential survival model in order to estimate probability of detection by sample size, disease prevalence, and diagnostic assay test performance.
And what was the outcome of the study?
The outcome of the study is now we have sample size estimates and probability of detection based off of prevalence and diagnostic assay performance in order to figure out how many oral fluids do you need to take on your site in order to achieve your sampling objective. Okay,
so what does it mean for a farmer? So imagine they have 20 samples on serum samples they normally take, so what's the comparison with oral fluids?
We don't have a direct comparison between oral fluids and serum samples yet. We don't know how many oral fluid samples or how many serum samples equal one oral fluid sample. What we do know is that oral fluids are an aggregate sample, so it's a good screening sample. It gives us a good idea of what's going on in the pen. We can take less oral fluid samples than we would serum samples. So they're a nice screening sample. You can take your oral fluid samples. You only need one person to do it as opposed to serum collection, which takes 2 people. And once you have your oral fluid sample, you can submit it for a diagnostic testing. And then based on those results, you can decide to do more targeted testing, maybe collecting serum samples or nasal swabs or whatever's going on your site, what sample would be the best.
Okay. And you also tested other pathogens in those oral fluid samples. So do you have the same info for other pathogens?
We did. We were positive for PED on a couple of sites, so that is data that we're looking into. Right now, the study is focused on PRRS because we had one site that was PRRS positive, and that's what we decided to focus on since PRRS is such a interesting pathogen and such an important pathogen for the swine industry. So right now we're focused on PRRS, but the probability of detection estimates that will be published in the Journal of Veterinary Microbiology for this study should be applicable to other pathogens that you can detect in oral fluid samples.
Okay. And how will veterinarians start using this?
Veterinarians can look at the tables that will be in the publication and see, if this is your estimated disease prevalence, how many oral fluid samples should you take in order to have a confidence that you will detect what you're looking for.
Okay, well, great. Thanks for having you.
Thank you.
This is Nadia Robbe.